Hey guys, today I have a tutorial for you on how to create a deteriorated wash underneath your guitar and some high squeals, high pitched random swells with the Strymon El Capistan. This is referring to some sounds that I have played on my Ambient Sketch number 73 that you can click on the card at the top of the screen if you want to listen to it. And since my Ambient Sketch, I have changed a few pedals on my board. I have replaced the Strymon, the Chase Bliss Ward Vinyl with my good old Strymon Ola. And I have replaced the timeline with the new Strymon Volante. But it doesn't matter because the core of the sounds is from the Strymon El Capistan and a few of my reverbs. So let's start with the first sound from my Ambient Sketch. It is a deteriorated wash underneath the whole song. So for that, we need the Strymon El Capistan on sound looper. So this is tape head mode C. And we are going to set up the repeats and mix very high for this one. What I'm gonna do is play a single B flat note with an octave because it's the key of my song, and I'm gonna play a very short loop with it, so it should sound like this. Now you can play with the repeat so it doesn't have too much feedback. And we are going to adjust the tape age and one flutter at maximum. And we are going to let that deteriorate for several minutes. To make sure that we don't perceive the B flat note anymore, just a deteriorated result. You really have to monitor the repeats for the whole time because it can get out of control very quickly. So what I did is once that I had this result, I just recorded this loop separately for 5 or 6 minutes. And I just put it on top of my Ambient Sketch that I recorded afterwards. So that's it for the first sound. Then on my Ambient Sketch, I just played some swells. So I put the El Capistan back and I have my Strymon Volante with a ping pong delay, so I have a lot of spread and a lot of repeats so I can do my swells. So it sounds like this. So when I swell it, so the key here is really to have 2 delays at the same time and one with a ping pong effect between both amps, and to have very long repeats with delay times that are different. So they are going to collide and crash between each other. But this is just a basic swell sound. The most interesting one happens also on the Strymon El Capistan. So at the halfway mark of the song, I put the Strymon El Capistan sound on sound looper back in, and I did some swell on it. So now we have our loop, and I have to say it's very important that you set up the time knob at the right, because when we put it at the left, it's going to play our swells 1 octave higher. Just like this. So if I remove the volante and the stereo wet reverb, it just sounds like this. It's a little bit less interesting, isn't it? So when I put the same delay than my swells, the wet stereo reverb, and a very full Strymon Big Sky cloud patch, suddenly it's super ambient. So when I do my high pitch, the reverbs are going to keep that high pitch in the ringing of the reverb and delays. And then I can pitch it back in. So that's what I did. I pitch it up and down, and I do that several times just to have some pitches up and come back after it. So when you have the swells on top, it's beautiful. It's really nice because you can play with them at the same time in your ambient sound. I think it sounds so cool. So the goal is really to play with your Strymon El Capistan pitch up and down and add a lot of reverb and a lot of delays so that the decay of those high pitch still remain on the reverb and the delays even if you pitched it down. So that's pretty much how I did those sounds for my ambient sketch number 73. Don't forget to go watch it, and if you like this video and this tutorial, subscribe to my channel and give a big thumbs up. And I also have a free ebook on my best tips to create ambient guitar. So if you want to go further and know my best tips, this is the first link in the description box. Just send me your email and you'll have your free copy in your inbox. So until next time, guys, au revoir.